Continuing, so I show you here a map of the submarine communication a cable that connects the Southeast Asia. So ito siya is under the water, yan siya, no? May mga cable dyan underwater. And then it connects Thailand, Vietnam, Malaysia, Indonesia, Hong Kong, Philippines, and then it connects until the US. So kaya yan yung communication natin dyan. Dyan yan siya. Okay? Tawag dyan natin is the Asia-America Gateway or the EAG communication cable. Okay, so yun yung mga parang innovation na nangyari that sort of paved the way for communication, for the telecommunication. Yeah? And now let's go to the government side, or the political events that have transpired that enable the development of telecommunication. So 1940s, hindi pa tayo pinapanganak diyan. Nagkaroon ng Cold War. Okay, so between US and Soviet. So this is the time wherein these two countries are competing for supremacy in terms of technology, influence, and also not only technology but also political influence, and also economically, these two countries. Yeah? So maraming mga ano diyan, maganda talaga no pag mayroong competition, because through competition nagkakaroon ng innovation or invention, right? And 1945, si Arthur Clarke, no, he's a sci-fi author, and he envisions satellite networks. Ano ba 'yung satellite idea? Parang kumbaga machine that orbits the Earth, or maybe fixed, that can instead of the underwater, or to complement the underwater cables, we have the satellite to aid us in the communication. Pero yung ano niya is idea pa lang yan, basically. Okay? And then on 1957, USSR launches Sputnik. Okay? So yun yung ano yun, no? Kapangalan ng vaccine, COVID vaccine. Sputnik ang pangalan din. But other than Sputnik is the, I think yan yung kaunanahang mobile or satellite na nag-orbit sa Earth, yung Sputnik. Okay? So, and in response to that, the US forms the Advanced Research Project Agency, kasi naunahan na sila ng USSR, siyempre hindi sila patatalo. So nag-step up sila sa kanilang game, and then they formed this agency, okay? The Advanced ARPA Agency within the Department of Defense. So hindi sa Department of Science and Technology, hindi din doon sa Department of yung mga involved sa research, but it's more on the Department of Defense, because winning the game is actually winning this Cold War. Parang ganon na nangyari sa kanila. Since this is the war, the department that's involved is the Department of Defense. Okay? And the purpose is to develop the US skills in computer technology. Yan yung pinaka-purpose ng ARPA. So it happened 1957. In response to the USSR launching of the Sputnik. Okay, and then we have this guy. So Clarke proposed an advanced communication network using geosynchronous satellite technology. So it said that even before the Sputnik was launched, he already envisioned, okay, that this geosynchronous satellite technology could be done in this case. And then his idea is to launch satellites that would stay in one location, and then it would orbit in synchronization with Earth. So, siyempre ang Earth naman natin is it's rotating, no? So, dapat para ang satellite stays on its place in reference to the Earth, dapat din it rotates together with the Earth. Para hindi siya ma-move, kasi kung iikot ang Earth, siyempre mag-iiba na yung position niya in reference to Earth. So yun ang idea ng satellite technology. Okay, so we have here in 1962, Dr. Licklider, he is chosen to head the ARPA research. And he's sort of a guy who is a visionary because his idea is to make the computer more interactive. No? Kasi noon, malalaki masyadong computer, only select individuals can actually operate the computer. So his idea is, okay, how about we try to make these big computers more interactive in a way. And then this is also the time that the government began to work with universities. No? So you have here the government, they have a project called ARPA, and then through Dr. Licklider, the government or ARPA started to work with universities, private sectors, and universities. Kaya napakaalaga no na the government will not do things on their own, but they have to connect or network or work with academics in the university. Ngayon yung nangyayari ngayon, no, that the government in response to COVID, gumagawa sila ng mga task force nila, ay lang, kulang is they do not consult or they do not work with universities like UP. Parang ganyan ang nangyayari. So yan is a very bad move for the government because it has been shown that the working relationship between a university and the government is important kasi nasa university yung mga expert. Kagaya sa atin, nandito sa university yung talagang magagaling. Okay? And then 1962, 1968, na-introduce yung tinatawag nating packet switching networks. And the internet now actually relies on this packet switching. Okay? So ano ba idea ng packet switching? The idea is you have information that you want to send over a network. And what you do is you break down the information into pieces. And these pieces are what we call as packets. And then you send that sort of sequentially. But the problem here is that if we have a big network, this individual information that are broken apart from the original, they go to different networks until they reach the destination. The good thing about packet is that each packet of information has information about where it comes from and what order. So naka-order siya, meron siya information kung saan siya galing at anong order siya dapat doon sa hole na yun. So that when it reaches the destination, hindi na magkabaliktad-baliktad. For example, let us say I want to send a picture, okay? Whole body picture. Ang gagawin, i-slice yung picture. Okay, may ulo, may kamay, naka-slice, yung paa, naka-slice. And then it will be sent. Okay? Pag wala yung information of how do this packet arrange themselves, possible na ang darating na information sa akin, yung position ng ulo, paa ang nandoon. O yung position ng kamay, ulo ang nandoon. Okay? So through this packet switching, mas naging efficient yung pagsasend ng information and mas naging reliable. Okay? So the idea here is that if we think about it, the internet started with the military. Okay? In fact, maraming mga technology natin ngayon ay galing yan sa military. Okay? Yung GPS, galing yan sa military. Yung ginagamit ngayon nila Ma'am Kim Lige, yung LIDAR, galing din yan sa military. In fact, yung mga nire-release ng military, old technology na yan. Pag nirelease yan nila, ang ibig sabihin, it's already old or kailangan nilang ma-release para masabi na nauna sila. So it is highly possible na meron na silang ginagamit na mga advanced system na sila lang muna ang gumagamit, hindi muna pinapagamit sa public. Yan yung reason kung bakit maraming mga technology ay galing sa militar. And then also, there is no single route that the information can pass. So maraming possible route. Even the different packets can go through in a different route before it reaches the target destination. And it should be that the networks can withstand large-scale destruction, such as nuclear attack. Okay? So the idea of using more than one route is para kung masira yung isang route, meron pang isang route na pwedeng daanan. Or kung masira yung, let us say, 50%, meron pa tayong 50% na natira. Kaya yun yung idea kung bakit maraming route. Okay? And of course, dapat it should be resilient. Okay? So it should withstand yung pinaka-worst na pwedeng mangyari, no, yung nuclear attack. Okay. Okay, so itong mga dito sa tao na itong mga pictures na ito, Bob Taylor, siya yung isa sa mga kumbaga pioneers on networking. Okay? So si Bob Taylor, he has this idea of what if we connect different computers, okay? More than one computers together. And he was awarded 1 million, malaki na yan noon, develop the network. And then Larry Roberts is a pioneer sa computer networking, and he designed the original 4-node network, which was to be based on packet switching as opposed to circuit switching. So ano ba yung 4-node network na sinasabi? So the pag sinabing kayo sa computer, pag sinabing node, the node actually is a computer. Okay? And when we say 4-node network, it means that you communicate this information in 4 computers. Yan yung ibig sabihin. And that is also different from the 4 model, okay, which the TCP/IP is based. Okay, so yan yung pinakaunang kumbaga network of computers. Okay, so yan yung nangyari. You have the 4 node, so started at UCLA, and soon after, Stanford, USC, SB, tsaka University of Utah, they started also implementing this network. Okay, ano ba yung paano nila na-connect yan? Of course, in order for these 4 computers to communicate, they must have their own language. Kagaya sa atin, di ba? Paano tayo mag-communicate? Dapat meron tayong common language. Okay? So, ang ginamit is yung each of this computer ay tinatawag nating information message processes. Okay? So that's, if you can see the specification, 12K 12K of memory, no? Compare that to our USB, ang pinakamaliit is 1 gigabyte. So masyadong maliit yung memory, but they manage to create this small network. Okay, so let's look at packet switching. Paano ba nangyayari by watching this short video.
All Ethernet and Internet traffic is sent using packets. Here's how it works. The big file you're sending is broken up into small pieces called packets. Now these packets have additional information: where they come from, where they're going, and where they are in relation to the original file you're sending. They're sequentially sent over the network. Because they have destination information, they know where they're supposed to end up. However, because the Ethernet system may send those various packets by different paths, they'll likely end up at the destination computer out of order. The good news is that each of those packets had information about what order they're supposed to be reassembled in. So your computer puts them all back in the right sequence, and you have your reassembled file, ready for viewing, reading, listening, or watching.
Yeah, so that's the idea of the packet switching. At meron ding isang way, yung natawag nating circuit switching. But, but the idea is a bit different because pag sinabi kasi nating circuit switching, the whole information, it does not cut the, or it does not break the information. Yung whole information talaga ang isi-send. Yun yung idea ng circuit switching. Whereas a packet switching is you break down the information, it can pass through different route, and then it will end up on the same destination, and it will try to rearrange itself such that yung original na information na padala, yun din ang ma-receive. Yan yung idea ng packet switching. Okay.
All Ethernet.
So let's now go to so na-discuss na natin is yung network. So how does the computer communicate to each other? How is information being sent? And then that paved the way to the development of what we call now the internet. Okay?
All Ethernet and
So the plan was unprecedented. Din lang bro na pangit ato ano. Okay. Okay. Okay, so let's try to continue. So that's the birth of the internet. We will now discuss it. So Klein Rock, okay, pioneered, is a computer science professor, and he has this group. And the goal is they want to log on, okay, to the standard computer, try to send data. And these are the key people we will discuss later and the role that they play in the development of the internet. So ang pinaka ano dito is itong si Vinton Cerf. Okay, si Vinton Cerf i-develop the popular TCP IP. So what is this TCP IP? Let's watch a short video regarding this. Okay. Na. Okay, mag-ano muna tayo, mag-short break muna tayo kasi merong something na nangyari. Okay, so let's be back in 5 minutes. Abnormal pinakalit. Okay, nagbalik na. Okay. So, let's continue. A break pa man din. So, I'll just play this video para makita natin.
An introduction to networks and TCP/IP. A network is basically a collection of devices that are linked together in order to enable the sending and receiving of data. There are two common types. A LAN is a local area network. In other words, it is a group of computers and associated devices that share a common communications link or wireless link to a local server, such as in an office building or home. The devices can share resources such as a printer or network storage. A WAN is a wide area network. In other words, a large multi-site network that allows computers to connect across cities or even between nations. They tend to be connected using public networks. The most commonly used wide area network is the Internet. A network has a number of characteristics. Every device must have a unique address to identify it. Every device must also have a connection point called an interface. The devices are joined by a method of connection in a variety of different ways that is known as the topology. And finally, networks use an agreed language or protocol that defines the format of the data and how it is processed. The basic language of the Internet and many private networks is called TCP/IP, or Transmission Control Protocol and Internet Protocol. The Transmission Control Protocol breaks messages into small packets of data so that they can be easily transmitted to another device that then reassembles those packets into the original message. The Internet Protocol makes sure that each packet gets to the correct destination by taking care of the unique addresses, which are checked at every gateway before forwarding packets to be reassembled at the destination.